Atlanta, the Kentucky Wildcats don't hang banners at Rupp Arena for Sweet 16s and SEC championships. Partly, it's functional. They wouldn't have enough room for fans if they hung up all 48 regular season and 31 SEC tournament pennants. It'd be impossible to have leftover space in the rafters when you combine that with the 43 Sweet 16 visits. More Kentucky vs. Kansas State matchup pick predictions. However, it's mostly because going to the regional semifinals and having an elite point guard is as much a Kentucky birthright as knowing which bourbon is the right one for your mint julep. Pro tip: the answer is Maker's Mark. Based on the aforementioned numbers, it's no surprise the Wildcats are in Atlanta preparing to face Kansas State on Thursday, 9:37 p.m. ET, CBS, Fubo TV, with a trip to the Elite Eight on the line. Except they weren't supposed to be here this year, with one of their least heralded recruiting classes in years, and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander certainly wasn't supposed to be the starting point guard. Heading into the season, that job was expected to go to 6-0 freshman Quade Green, a former five-star prospect from Philadelphia and McDonald's All-American. Green was supposed to be next in the John Calipari point guard lineage that includes Tyreke Evans, Derrick Rose, John Wall, Eric Bledsoe and Tyler Ulis, among others. Green suffered a back injury on Jan. 19 in a game against Tennessee, the first of two losses to the Volunteers during the regular season. It would be a clarion call to the 6-6 combo guard with a 7-foot wingspan from Canada. I knew then that I had to work even harder than I already was, Gilgeous-Alexander said. I felt, if I worked hard, that I could take advantage of the opportunity that I got. DeCourcy, repicking the bracket. From Sweet 16 to title game, NBA scouts are enamored by his size and length. We didn't know much about him coming into the season, a Western Conference executive said. He's very high on our radar now. He can guard any nearly position and that's what is needed in our league. The improvement he's shown is a testament to his work ethic. He is an NBA player and will make some team very happy. Calipari appreciates that he was willing to take on a role as a creator as opposed to a scorer. Learning to be that point guard, he has a scorer's mentality. Learning to get him to create for others, Calipari said. Getting him to lead in a way by how hard you play and how much you can be a servant leader for everybody else, to limit turnovers. The coach lauded Gilgeous-Alexander's dogged work ethic. What you can't do for a young man like that is put in the time and the work. 7 a.m. workouts, shooting, best in the weight room that we had, Calipari said. He watched the film with the coaches, like dragged you in, please watch this with me. Never missed a class, never late for a tutor, and worked as hard as anybody I've had in practice. Bring it to the level that he can bring it every day. I tried to tell the rest of the team, do you see what's happened to him, and he doesn't play for himself, he plays for the team. But this team needs him to do stuff. Like we need you to go get some baskets now and then. More Kansas State's leading scorer hopeful to return versus Kentucky. He's also been getting buckets. Remember how the Wildcats dropped those two to the Vols during the regular season? In their meeting in the SEC championship game, Gilgeous-Alexander scored 29 points to go with 7 boards and 3 assists. That win all but ensured the number 5 seed in the South Regional for the Wildcats. It was a full 180 from the 4-game losing streak that plagued UK in February. If we don't go through that adversity and that 4-game losing streak, we're not as good as we are right now, and I don't think we would have won the SEC tournament, Gilgeous-Alexander said. Going through adversity teaches you a lot, and we learned from it. We learned from it across the board, all 12 of us, and yeah, we all got better. If the Wildcats didn't win the SEC tournament, then maybe we wouldn't have gotten to see his 27 points, 6 assists and 6 rebounds against Buffalo in the second round win that booked the trip to Atlanta. Gilgeous-Alexander and the Wildcats took their lumps this season and survived them. Thursday, we'll find out how far they've